Hello, Indonesia. Saya Alfie Templeman. Check out my interview with CreativeDisc.com, the #1 music website in Indonesia.
Hello CD Bestie, welcome back to another Creative Disc exclusive interview with me, Luthfi, and my guest today is singer coming from UK, and I really love his work since Don't Go Wasting My Time. Oh my god. And I really adore his music too, and I adore his latest work. So without further ado, right here in this video, we've got Alfie Templeman.
Woo! Hello.
Woo! How are you, man?
Wow. I'm good. Yeah, no, I'm doing really good, thanks. I've got my massive mug of green tea, so things are going very well right now.
What kind of activity that you are doing recently?
What's that? Sorry.
What kind of activity that you are doing recently?
Oh, what am I doing? I mean, I'm literally just chilling at home, doing nothing, basically. So that's my thing.
So, okay, let's talk about your newest single called Color Me Blue. Can you tell me more about this track?
Yeah, it's a really nice break from some of the deeper cuts on the record. I think it's like a really nice coming of age love song. It's just very universal kind of love song. It's very easy to digest, very happy, nice, pretty song that just kind of captures like teenage love in a lot of ways. So yeah, it's a really sweet song.
Because is it like Color Me Blue based on your real experience?
Oh no, not personally, because it's just like an older kind of like a high school love song. So not personally.
Okay, so finally our debut album called Mellow Moon. Why it takes so long to make a proper debut album?
I don't know. I think in a lot of ways, like the other releases felt like albums as well, and so now it feels like this one's like, it's weird that this is the first like big debut album, but I was just messing around with a lot of different projects, and it turns out that this one was the biggest one, and it was what felt like the debut record for me. So that's why I ended up kind of just going for that, basically. That's why it took so long in a way.
So tell me more about your debut album gonna look like, because when I heard Broken and I heard 3D Feelings, I think it's very different. You take a different approach again for this debut album.
Yeah. Once again, like I think every time I make a record, I try a completely different approach. So with this one, I was messing around a lot more with pop music in general, just messing around with like different types of pop and different like just sugary sounds, things that like just sound nice. Sound big, sound fat, messing around with different types of production. But then there's also different deep cuts on the record. There's lots of different things going on, lots of different sounds. So I messed around with progressive rock in some ways, like messed around with a bit of Pink Floyd sounding stuff at the end, and also R&B. There's a lot of R&B on the record. There's a lot of different sounds. Like I think the best way to describe it is like, there's 14 songs on the record, and everyone is like pretty different.
But how can you make all the influence that you've got into the one album without being too much?
I don't know. It's hard to balance it, to be honest. Like I just have to trust myself and know that it sounds all right and sounds good, and I think it does.
So, speaking about your track, I really loop Everybody's Gonna Love Somebody. I loop this song 100 times. Yes, I'm not sugarcoating.
Wow.
I'm not sugarcoating.
Oh, thank you.
Because, it's a very great song. It reminds me of Tear for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, and many people say that too. So, can you tell me more about this track?
Everybody's Gonna Love Somebody. Yeah. I started that one when I was 14. It's another one of the songs that I made when I was super young. And then I went back to it a few years ago, about a couple of years ago now, and I just messed around with it, changed it a little bit, messed around with the sound and the style of it, and I knew it needed that kind of Tears for Fears production on it, just because it sounded really cool with the shuffle. So I just messed around with it and brought it back to life a bit a few years later, and yeah, it somehow became like one of my biggest songs, weirdly.
So I think the biggest main point is everybody's gonna love somebody is you are repeating everybody's gonna love somebody, and I think that's a
Yeah.
killer part on that album.
Oh yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, it's a hard hitting track, you know. It's I just like the deliverance of it, just like the impact of it. It's pretty cool.
Okay, so when I introduce you, I find you since Don't Go Wasting My Time, and I really like who I am until now. Then I was shocked when I hear everybody's gonna love somebody. Wait, I like that your EP Forever isn't long enough because your music
Yeah.
is so much mature and more firm and solid rather than before. How
Yeah.
did this happen?
I don't know. I just progression, you know, like growing up and figuring things out and getting better with each release. That's the aim, really, you know, that making the difference and progressing and getting better and better as I grow up, kind of thing. So, yeah.
Because it's very interesting to me that you are 19 right now, but you can make music beyond your age. I'm 27 right now, and I'm still really impressed with your work. Like, oh really?
Oh, thanks.
This young man can do a lot. I was like, I
Thank
can't
you.
believe you are 19 because you travel around many era of music in your entire career.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm still broadening it. You know, there's more and more influences coming in at the moment. So, yeah.
So, what's the difference when you are making your early music? And I think in 13 or 14, I guess.
Yeah. Well, when I was 13 or 14, making music, it was like I wasn't signed or anything. I just had complete creative freedom, really. Like I was just messing around a lot. So after school, I'd just go and make music and try and form songs and stuff. Yeah, it was always just like having a bit of fun, really. And it's still the same, to be fair. Like I'm still just enjoying myself and having a blast, really, with music. So yeah, it's just fun. And yeah, doing it when I was 13 was fun.
So starting music from an early age, what kind of decision, what kind of moment that you want to focus on pursuing career in music?
I think it must have all happened when I was about 15. And then that's when the label that I'm signed with, it's when they like contacted me and I was like, oh, I actually have a shot at this. Like this could be my future. So I was just like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it. And I just kind of never looked back, basically.
So I think like 2 years ago, I heard your interview with one of my favorite Japanese radio station called J-Wave. If you know, I already.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I already heard your interview with Tokyo Hot 100. And I found you on that chart. Everybody's gonna love somebody.
Yeah, oh, wow, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Wait, how come you listen to J-Wave then?
Yes, because I'm a biggest fan of Japanese music. So
yeah,
I listen to it every week, and I found
that's really cool.
What's the like everybody's gonna love somebody by Alfie Templeman, and like wait, this is the same Alfie Templeman as before? Oh
yeah, well yeah, because also I was obviously quite influenced by Japanese music for that whole record. Makoto Matsushita, Kingo Hamada, like that kind of stuff, like a lot of city pop. So that played a massive part in especially making that kind of era of music that I was doing. City pop's like one of my favorite genres of music. So
what's your favorite city pop records of all time?
Oh, that would be First Light by Makoto Matsushita, because that's a classic. It's like 1980s classic, and it was kind of on repeat through the pandemic for me. So definitely that.
Okay, do you think Mellow Moon is probably gonna be a modern city pop records for you?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, there's bits of city pop in Mellow Moon, definitely, as always. Not as much as Forever Isn't Long Enough, but Forever Isn't Long Enough was very much his city pop all over.
Yes,
you know, so.
Yes, I really like What I Love.
So yeah, cool. Thank you.
So the last question: mention 5 things we didn't know about Alfie Templeman.
Where do I start? Well, first of all, I love green tea.
Ooh.
2,
Is it like kind of your favorite records? It's a favorite records, favorite movies, everything.
Yeah. Oh God,
Okay.
I'm always so bad at these.
Okay. Just mention your 4 favorite city pop records.
Oh, okay. The first album by Cassiopeia, the one with the race car, I think it's just called Cassiopeia. First Light by Makoto Matsushita. The first album by Kingo Hamada. I think it's what is that one called? It's called it's got like the buildings on the cover. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Telephone number. Yang AU 1945, like just like that. You know?
Yeah.
I think.
God, what one is it?
God, but you know the tower, the 2 tower, right?
Yeah.
I know. It's so iconic.
Yeah.
It's so iconic cover.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, maybe the commenter in our video can guess it.
Yeah. It probably those 3. Those is free for me. Those are the 3 essential city pop records for me. Like, they're the 3 that I always go back to.
Okay, so thank you very much, Alfie Templeman. Thank you. Is it the last question for me? Thank you so much. I've been waiting for this interview. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our once again catching up with Alfie Templeman. Thank you very much.
Ooh, thank you for having me. It was lovely.